this is a company that if you do very well in, then they will deliver on the promise of what's next for you, let's move you up, let's put you into something that you're truly good at and that you love to do.
I got started with White Lodging actually as a line cook way back in the late 80s, and was fortunate enough to try a couple different operational experiences while I was doing that, including working at the front desk, food and beverage, and had been able to see my role evolve into the current function today, where I oversee our entire investment and development function for the entire company.
You know, coming up in kitchens, one of the biggest things you have to learn is how to manage the business of running a kitchen. So managing the staff and managing the financial impact that can have on the rest of the hotel. When you start talking about the whole business of a hotel and you know what's going on in the heart of the house, and you know that, you know, once you understand the front of the house and you understand the back of the house, you can start to be able to bring these departments together. And they were able to get me trained and shake out some of the food things that I do and get the kitchen out of me a little bit and put a suit on me and get me out front. And that's been a good move.
So I'm a graduate of Michigan State University, go Green. I knew I wanted to work for White Lodging right out of school because it felt like a more personal connection. You know, the values of the company really spoke to me, and I knew that the company had really strong potential for growth, which was a very important indicator for me.
Our growth is extremely important. It's one of our core values. So when we look to hire people, we're looking for career progression, not hire the person for the job. We're looking at where can these people be in 5 to 10 years to help us with our growth.
In 1985, White Lodging started as a one-hotel company in Northwest Indiana. Between 1985 and 1995, our portfolio grew to 16 hotels. The next 10 years showed further growth to include 87 hotels. In 2013, we had $1 billion in managed sales, and by 2018, it will grow to $2 billion. With over 20 hotel brands in 20 states, White Lodging is a hospitality industry leader, combining development, ownership, and management into one continuously growing package of premium branded select and full-service hotels. Our nearly 12,000 associates strive to live out our company's mission to maximize the value of every asset, both hotels and people. They do this guided by our core values: growth, accountability, ethics, impact, leadership excellence, and genuine care.
The vision of White Lodging is to be the most desired owner, manager, and developer of full and select service properties in the United States. And that sounds like a lofty goal, and quite frankly it is, but all goals that are worth attaining are out there and long-term. Well, when you're going through the day-to-day cleaning rooms or inspecting rooms or putting audit packs together, you lose sight of where you're going. Take a look at the top of that mountain and say, that's where we're going. That is why the vision is so important. They keep that sense of looking past your day-to-day perspective and getting that long-term perspective of why you're doing this.
We've been fortunate to have a relationship with Back on My Feet, an organization that helps homeless get back on their feet through running and then helping them with education, housing, and finally getting a job.
White Lodging sets the bar for corporate responsibility, and I think a lot of companies could learn from them because they're not just giving financially to us. Their associates are involved on every single level with this organization, and they're also hiring our members. I mean, talk about a full circle partnership that really makes a deep-rooted relationship where we know that we're going to be involved with White Lodging for a really long time.
I'm new to the company, and it's been a wonderful turn of events coming from exclusively from a restaurant background. So happening upon a hotel group that's so focused on food and beverage has been an amazing experience, and it's also been really wonderful to be a part of that growth.
White Lodging focuses very heavily on training, which is great for our associates and our managers. We take the time in our actual food and beverage outlets to let all of our associates taste every menu item that we have, every wine that we carry. We talk a lot about liquor, local products that we use, everything in a lot of detail. So we do a lot of technical training and a lot of tasting and eating and drinking sometimes too, which is fun.
The best part about working in hotels as opposed to, say, freestanding is a lot of the freedoms that you have to be creative, to set your own procedures, to build your own team, and working with the menu and beverage. That's been the most fun working with White Lodging, especially in this hotel, because It's busy and there's always something going on. It keeps your passion for food and beverage alive all the time.
One of the best things of my job is to work next to fellow culinarians and help them elevate their careers. Over the years, I've been fortunate enough to work with a great talent pool here at White Lodging, and I've seen a couple of those work themselves up to executive chef.
One of the things we have always focused on at Corner is deriving inspiration from the indigenous foods of the area and also from the food cultures in Texas, Louisiana, and Mexico. So whenever I was coming up with an entree or an appetizer or dessert, in the case of the avocado cheesecake, we always started with what is indigenous to this area.
One of my passions is actually bringing winemakers to the hotel and to our restaurants, creating 5-course dinners paired with different wines. So we actually bring the winemaker from California, sometimes from Italy, sometimes from France, and we do intimate wine dinners. And what's fun about it is that you actually sit down with the chef, drink different wines with the chef sometimes, but you pair wines with the food. By the end of the event, the winemaker is inviting all of the guests back to his vineyard.
It's been really exciting with White Lodging. These past couple of years, they've really focused a lot of resources and efforts into their food and beverage programs. We've hired some of the most talented chefs that I've ever worked with before. Up at the corporate office, we have the test kitchen, which they do lots of work developing new menus, and I fortunately sometimes get to participate in some of the tastings, which is sometimes the best part of my job. But it's really exciting to work for a company that focuses so much effort on really building great menus, offering some of the best selections in terms of restaurants in the cities that we operate in.